So you want to learn how to professionally speed up, clean up and give your computer a clean bill of health for free? Well, stay tuned. Hello wonderful people of the internet, my name is Jason from the IT Folk. We're a small IT support company acting as the IT department for a number of small and medium businesses in Fife, Scotland. We also operate a computer repair service for our lovely home users, and because of this and due to the fact that we've been doing this for well over 11 years, we're super experienced at cleaning up laptops and PCs. So today I'm going to run through with you the process that I use when a customer brings in their computers or laptops complaining that it's running slow or it's simply misbehaving. And as always, the programs and tools I use are completely free and downloaded from trusted websites, and anyone at any experience level can follow the steps in this video. Now, I will throw in the standard disclaimer: whilst all the tools are trusted applications and we've carried out this process on thousands of our customers' computers, computers are complicated beasts. No two are the same, and you may have an underlying hardware or software problem we have no way of knowing about. In other words, you follow these steps at your own risk, and neither I nor the IT folk take any responsibility should something go wrong. Now, with that out of the way, I should add that this is a fairly time-consuming process because some of the scans and repairs can take a while to complete, so I suggest you set aside a few hours in your day before carrying out these steps. You will be required to reboot your computer periodically during the process, so I advise that you bookmark this video so you can return to it after your reboots, or even better, hit that subscribe button. You see what I did there? Alternatively, watch this video on a tablet so you can simply pause it whenever you like and carry on to the next step. This is a multi-stage process. There is no one tool that will fix everything, and please, whatever you do, do not download standalone free PC tune-up utilities advertised on the internet, because many of them are malware or simply ineffective. Okay, so why is our computer running slow? Well, there's a multitude of reasons why that might be the case. And what I will say is that if your computer is a bit of a dinosaur or low specification, it could just be that it's simply not up to the task of running today's applications that are designed to take advantage of modern technology and specifications. This video will not cure the incurable, but it could help you even a little. If, however, your computer was running fine, has gotten slower over a reasonable period of time or overnight, then this video will most likely help you a lot. Okay, so what's causing the slowdown? Well, as I've said, there's a multitude of possible causes that are causing this, but there are a few usual suspects. The most common is malware or virus infections that are running in the background, using up your system resources and making your life a misery. We'll deal with them soon. But the other very common cause of slowdown is a problem with your hard drive. And if there's a problem with your hard drive, this really will slow your computer down, because Windows is trying to read and write to your hard drive constantly. And if it's struggling to do that, it can simply grind to a halt. Kind of like trying to draw a picture in a moving car whilst it's going over bumps. It's just not going to happen. So that's the first thing we're gonna check. We're gonna check whether your hard drive is healthy, and we can do this very easily. And what we need to do is we need to download a free hard drive testing tool. So go ahead and open up your web browser. I use Google Chrome. I always use Google Chrome. Oh, it's opened up on my other screen, so I'll just drag it across there. And you're going to navigate to the website hdtune.com. And double check that you've typed it right, because there are other websites that have misspelling of this particular website, and you don't want to be downloading a fake program. So this is the page that you'll land on. You want to click the download button. Now, I suggest there are two versions here. There's a free version, which is great, but there's also the trial version. So I recommend that you download the trial version, because it does give you a lot more information when you're checking the health of the of your disk. I'm going to download the I've already downloaded it, but I'm going to run through this anyway for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to download the free version. I'm going to install that. Create desktop icon, install, and I'll just close this down here so we can see what we're doing, and launch HD Tune. The icon is on your desktop, so you can run this anytime. I recommend you check, you know, if you start experiencing problems with your computer, the first thing you want to do is check the health of your hard drive. So you want to click on the health tab. Now if you've got the trial version, there'll be a lot more things here and you'll have a lot less unknown attributes. What you're looking for is the health status. Hopefully it's green, it's okay. If that's good, if that's green, your hard drive's fine. There's no mechanical or software failures. If it's not green, then you've got a problem with your hard drive, and it will tell you in this list here. It will be highlighted in yellow. And what I suggest you do, if any of these are highlighted in yellow, Google the error. So if it's this one here, or if it's a relocated sector count, Google it, because there are some things that will show up yellow that don't necessarily spell the end of your hard drive, but most of them kind of do. If you have got yellow warnings popping up here, it's usually a good time to back up your data and get yourself a new hard drive. Depending on your level of experience, if you don't know how to do that, I would take it to a reputable local PC repair company and tell them that your hard drive is showing with errors and you would very much like to get a new one. But assuming that is green and everything's okay, we've verified that your drive is healthy, we're going to tackle the next phase of this step. This process. What we're going to tackle now is any malware or viruses or any nasty malicious programs that could be chewing up your system resources. This is the number one cause of computer slowdown, so we have to get this down and at the very least rule it out. Even if you're confident you don't have any nasties or viruses or malware, I advise you do this anyway just to be 100% sure. You might be surprised. Many people don't read the small print when they're installing free software and inadvertently agree to install adware that often comes bundled with these programs. Now, I've already made a video on how to do this, and at the time of recording, the video has over 160,000 views, well over 1.6k likes, and thousands of comments where people have thanked me for saving their computers. In other words, it's proven to work, and rather than go through all the steps in that video here, I'm going to direct you to that video, ask you to carry out all the steps there, then return to this video to continue your professional cleanup. So I strongly advise that you go do that now, and I'll see you when you get back. The link to that video is in the description. In fact, I will quickly pull it up so you can see that you are on the right track. It's that one there. Okay, so go do that now, guys, and I'll see you when you come back. Okay, welcome back, and if you followed my remove any virus video, hopefully you should now already be seeing an improvement in your computer's performance. Let me know in the comments. So let's continue. Right, next we're going to disable any cheeky non-essential startup programs that love to load when you switch on your computer, and they love to use up valuable system resources simply by running in the background. Most of these programs or services do not need to run. But developers, they just don't care about the speed of your computer. They just want their programs to run. So they set them to run when you start up your computer. So how are we going to deal with them? It's very simple. You're going to open up a run command. And the easy way to do that is simply to right click on the little Windows key and, the Windows button, and click run. There's other ways to do it. If for some reason you don't have it shown up here in the list, Windows key on your computer, which is at the bottom left-hand corner of your keyboard. It's got a lovely little picture of a window on it, and the button R at the same time will bring up the same box. And you're going to type in there msconfig. That's it, msconfig, and then hit OK. Now, depending on how fast your computer is, this box can sometimes take a while to pop up on your screen. So if it does, be patient, it will arrive. My computer is obviously super clean because, hey, I know how to do that stuff. So it comes up really quick. So we're going to go into the Startup tab, and then you're going to click on Open Task Manager. Now you will see, again, because I do this regularly, that everything really is disabled on mine. Filter it so that you're showing the enabled stuff to the top. Now in fact, I'm actually going to disable that because I don't need CCleaner running when I start my computer. I have obviously my antivirus, I have my mouse controls and my Realtek audio manager. Again, I could disable that, but I'm just going to leave it. Everything else on here doesn't need to run, okay? You may spot some programs in here that you use quite a lot. Again, you can safely disable them because when you run that program, you know, when you click on the icon to open that program, it will then run, if you get my meaning. It just doesn't need to run when you start your computer. You've got a lot of programs in here that are set to enable. When you switch your computer on, after you type in your password to log into Windows, all of these programs are trying to compete with each other to run, which makes your computer take longer to kind of get into a startup position, longer to boot. So just disable everything in there. If you've got things like printers and stuff, if you spot, like, you know, your printer, you may want to leave that enabled, but on the whole, it's fairly safe to disable everything that's, you know, that's non-essential. Your antivirus you want to obviously keep active. The other thing you can do, I do this quite a lot, is go where are we going? Yeah, close this window down and then go into your services and hide all Microsoft services. Now there's loads in here. Again, you'll be like, oh well, I use Adobe Acrobat and I use Adobe this, that, the next thing. They don't need to. These services don't need to run. They will start when you click on the application. So I go through this list. Once you've hidden all of them, you can just disable them all and then go through this list. Again, depending on the level of experience you have, you may not know. This might look a little bit kind of scary, but things like your antivirus probably won't let you disable them anyway, and you can just go through there and check things that you know you really should have on there. But again, these services will start when you click on the applications, and it just means that when you start your PC, these services are not all competing with each other trying to run. And click apply, click OK. It will say you need to restart. Click exit without restart, because you're going to be restarting your computer at some point during this process, and it will take care of that when you do that. Whoops, actually, I made a little bit of a boo-boo there. We did actually want to reboot our PC at this point, because if these background programs were slowing your computer down, probably a good time to reboot your computer now, let it boot up, and let's not have these things running in the background causing your computer to slow down. So go ahead and reboot your computer, and I'll see you when you get back. Okay, welcome back. Now that these cheeky little programs aren't running in the background, you may already notice an improvement. Again, let me know in the comments. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check for any Windows integrity violations. That sounds quite technical, but it's really just a fancy way of saying any corrupt or missing Windows system files. Okay, the easiest way to do that, or the only way to do that, is we're going to pull up a command prompt, and we need to put that command prompt in administrative mode. Okay, we need to open that with admin rights. If you just open the command prompt, normally it won't allow you to do this. So the easiest way to do that is click on your search button. Now I've noticed that computers that come into me, some of them don't actually have this search button. It's just the way that maybe people have customized things. So if you don't have that little search button there, the easiest way to get into it is Windows key on your computer and S will bring up the search button there, or simply just right click, not left click, right click on the startup button and click on search. And then here you're just going to type the letters C for Charlie, M for Mike, D for Delta, CMD. It should come up as your best match at the top, and you want to right click that and run as administrator. Click yes, and now you'll have the command prompt up there as run in administrator mode. You're then going to type in Sierra Foxtrot Charlie SFC space / scan now and hit return. Now again, this is one of the processes that can take quite a while, so go make yourself a cup of tea, go and watch, you know, Netflix box set or something like that, and just wait for that to complete. I've already done one, so here's one I made earlier. This is hopefully what you should be seeing on your screen after you've done the check. Now You could also get a message saying it found and repaired some integrity violations. That's great. That's fine. That means it's done its job and everything's good. But you may also get a message saying that it did find some irregularities and it was unable to fix them. If that's the case, then you're going to need to, well, you've got two choices really. You can just carry on with this video, or you can do a little bit of research to see what's caused it. It will tell you the location of that log file. You can start maybe doing a little bit of research to find out why it wasn't able to fix these problems. It's not the end of the world. You can move on, but you know, it's entirely up to you. Sadly, we can't diagnose your PC over the internet, and please don't contact us asking for advice. As much as we would love to help, we simply don't have the resources to provide one-to-one support to over 160,000 interweb people, which is what our last video had in terms of views. Alright, so we've done that part. Windows has either found stuff, fixed it, not found anything, great, or it's found a few problems and it's been unable to fix them. But either way, we're moving on to the next step, and that is going to be using a tool called, or a piece of software called CCleaner, and that's free. So again, we want to open up a browser window, and I'm just gonna, wait a minute, you can, if you're using Google Chrome, you can just type the search thing in the your search string in the address bar, but if not, then go to google.com and type in CCleaner. And again, I want to make sure that you are on the right website. Okay, it looks like, yeah, it looks like they've changed the website. It used to be Periform, but let's just make sure we are on the way. Yeah, that is the correct website. So ccleaner.com. A lot of people call it CC Cleaner because it looks like that, but it is actually called CCleaner. You're going to download the free version. Now, once you've installed, it's going to try and get you to upgrade to the professional version. There is really no need for the professional version has things like scheduled cleans and stuff like that, but we're just going to do it manually. So go ahead and download that program and install it. I've already installed it, so I'm just going to run that now. And you can, and I'm going to ignore that for the moment, and you can have a look down. You maybe want to pause the video and have a look at the things I've ticked. These are the things that I've deemed to be safe to tick. There are some things in the advanced section that you don't want to have ticked, but you can safely tick all of these things. And what this is going to do is it's going to clean out all your temporary files, any kind of junk stuff that you don't need. And it's just gonna help your computer out a little bit. It's just a kind of something that's going to tidy things up. If you use Internet Explorer, again, you might want to decheck some of these. You know, you might want your history and stuff to be kept intact. History is obviously quite good for going back and looking at websites you've previously looked at, and cookies as well. You might want to keep them if when you go back to websites, you know, retains your login details and all that sort of stuff. I use Google Chrome. And okay, that should have been oh no, sorry, yeah, that's right. So I don't want it to delete my internet history. I just want it to delete my internet cache, which is every time you look at a website, every image, everything that's on that website gets stored on a folder on your desktop, so that if you go back to that website, it can load the images faster. But in the days of internet, broadband, fast internet, there's no real need for that. I like it to keep my cookies, my download history, my last location, all that sort of stuff, just really session and compact databases. And then there's a lot of other applications here that you can look through and you can check or not. Run the analyze button, and that'll give you an indication of how much space it's going to free up. If you've not run this program before and you don't use disk cleanup, you'll probably find there's a good few gig worth of space that's going to get cleared up. It'll give you a summary. There's not very much for me because I run this. I do actually have the paid version. No, in fact, no, the trial's expired. I don't know if the scheduled clean is still running, but I run this every couple of days. So just run the cleaner and it will free up all, it'll delete all these unnecessary files on your computer. Now again, if you've not run this before, it can take a wee while, but just let it run through. The other thing you want to do is you want to go into registry, you want to scan for issues. This will detect any abnormalities in your registry and clean them up for you. Again, depending on whether you've done this before, it can take some time. Click fix selected issues and do back up your registry. So back it up to, I'm backing it up in my documents. Oh, actually, hang on, my documents moved. I'm just going to do it on my desktop. And that way, if something goes wrong, which it rarely does, well, I say rarely, it's never gone wrong with me in the many times I've used it, but it's a backup in case something goes wrong and you want to restore your registry to how it was. So fix all selected, and boom, that's it done. Good job. Close that. We're done with that program. Okay, so we're getting to the end of this process now, guys. I know you've been with me for a long time, but hopefully you're starting to see improvements already. But we're going to move on to the next step, which is to do a Windows memory diagnosis. This is going to check for any Windows memory or any faults in your memory, which could give an indication as to whether you may need to start replacing memory. Again, if that is the case, then I would Google it, your particular machine, and find out the best way to do that. Or again, take it to a reputable local PC repair company and have them do it for you. But removing and replacing memory is dead easy on desktop computers. Sometimes, more often or not, or it is very easy on laptops. It's a case of unscrewing a little catch on the bottom of your laptop. But sometimes more modern laptops do require full disassembly. I can't say that word. Disassembly of your laptop. So again, that's maybe where you would take it into a repair guy. So how do we check the memory? Well, the easiest way is just to use Windows inbuilt memory checker, and to do that we just type in Windows memory, and that again, that's in the search bar. Again, if you can't get the search bar, Windows key and S will bring that up, and click on that. Now you do need to restart your computer, or if you want to just skip this stage just now and check for problems the next time your computer starts, go ahead and do that, and then when you do reboot your computer, it will do a memory check. It will check your memory, and you should get the results at the end of when you get back into your computer. Now finally, this is the last step we're going to do to conclude this ultimate PC professional cleanup. Before we go on to this last step, I want to say that there are loads of other things you can be doing. There's loads of other things. You go into another YouTube video from someone else, they'll have different tips and techniques. That's fine. This is what I do to my clients' computers when they come in, and usually 9 times out of 10, unless there's an underlying issue, it goes back to them, and the feedback we get is, yes, it's brilliant, thank you so much, my computer's running so much quicker now. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to, assuming your disk came back as healthy when we did the HD tune test, we're going to do an actual disk check and repair on your disk, because it could be that there's some damaged sectors, or there's some abnormalities with your disk that aren't mechanical in nature. They're just something that can be fixed. So the way we do that is we again right click on the Windows button, go into Run, and we type in CMD, and once that window has come up, type in CHKDSK. I hope that's right. Sometimes I do get them mixed around. And you want to do /R/F. And those two switches that I've added on there will not only check the disk, they will repair any damaged sectors. Click return. Access denied. Bleh. Okay, my bad. Schoolboy error there. Remember how I showed you how we have to get the command prompt up in admin mode? Well, we need to do the same there. So we want to go into search, CMD, right click, run as administrator. Yes. And then again, CHKDSK, which basically means check disk, /R/F, hit return. And you'll get this lovely little warning up saying it cannot run because the volume is in use by another process. Well, of course it is. It's being used by Windows. It's being used by you right now. So what it's suggesting is that you schedule this the next time you boot your computer. So go ahead and click yes to that. Go ahead and reboot your computer. The check disk process again can take some time to complete. So if you need to use your computer over the next couple of hours, then don't do this yet. But if you've got plenty of time and you're quite willing to go away and do something else while this happens, by all means go ahead and do it now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the ultimate professional PC cleanup and tune-up video. Thank you for sticking with me throughout, and keep in mind, if this has worked for you, I've just saved you between $60 and $120. But all I ask from you guys is that you hit that subscribe button and tickle that like button. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video.